The music industry is about to go through a metamorphosis as Daniel Elk, former Spotify CEO, resigns and turns his attention to AI. We can anticipate some pressure given the undying complaints of artists about not earning enough from streaming. This inspired the finance research platform, trading platforms, to study the business, but they went beyond looking at the most streamed songs and studied the most profitable songs from each country on Spotify. It used the data from KWorb and reviewed Spotify's all time charts for the top domestic performer in 73 countries. For each track, they determined streaming coming from other countries versus streams coming from the singer's local country. And then they multiply that by the established payout. Before I go through the top 10, let me just clarify that they chose the most profitable song from each country. And these are the top 10 most profitable. That means there is a big possibility that the second most profitable song from the UK or Canada or the US is actually bigger than the most profitable song in Chile. But this list will show you the top song from the top countries. Without further ado, here is the list. Number one, The Weekend, Blinding Lights, $20,259,662. 3.14% of the streams come from Canada. Luis Capaldi, Someone You Loved, 16,321,708. 8.13% of the streams come from the UK. Number three, Vance Joy, Riptide, 13,266,795, and 6.24% of the streams come from Australia. Hosier, Take Me to Church, 12,826,765. 0.84% come from Ireland, the rest are from other countries. Avicii, Wake Me Up, 11,501,902. 5.21% come from Sweden. J. Cole, the top one from the US, No Role Models, 10,810,239. 44.33% of the streams come from the US. Alan Walker, Faded, 9,031,440. 2.16% of the streams come from Norway. Jimin, Who, 8,164,895. But only 3.89% of the streams come from South Korea, majority from the US. Floy Menor, Gata Only, 7,262,755, and 6.57% of the streams come from Chile. Lost Frequencies, Where Are You Now? 6,458,798. 1.96% of the streams come from Belgium. I know you have some questions, and I am going to anticipate some of them. First, does this mean that Jimin's Who earned more than Dynamite or Seven? Well, for Seven, there's a big possibility that they considered it from the US. However, Who has more streams from the US and Europe than either Dynamite or Seven. Another question. The most profitable song from the US, J. Cole's Role Models, is the 62nd most streamed song. Granting, many of those top aren't from the US, like Ed Sheeran, Coldplay, Drake, but there are also many other artists from the US with songs with higher streams, like Taylor Swift. Clearly, there are other variables at play. Next, they acknowledge that familiar icons like Taylor Swift are noticeably absent, though that may soon change as her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, released last October 3, 2025, has already shattered records worldwide, becoming the fastest selling album in the US history and topping charts in 18 countries within its first week. I already sent my inquiry and I will let you know if they respond. There are other interesting findings. Number one, the highest earning song worldwide is The Weeknd's Blinding Lights, which has generated 20.3 million on Spotify, yet only 3.14% of the streams and the revenue come from Canada, the artist's hometown. The rest are coming from the US and other parts of the world. This is proof that international audiences, not homegrown fans, now drive the bulk of profits. However, some songs generate the bulk of their earnings from concentrated national audiences rather than global streams. Indonesia's Runtu by Feby Putri earned 2.67 million with a staggering 92.5% of the streams coming from local listeners. India's Tuhe, Kitna, Chane, Lege by Arjit Singh brought $2.41 million dollars, and 85.9% of the streams was domestic. Bad Bunny, Puerto Rico's superstar, dominates the 2025 Spotify charts with 6 tracks, surpassing half a billion streams, underscoring the global influence of Latin music on today's playlists. They also conducted a study on more recent releases, specifically 2025. They examined 2025 trends, focusing exclusively on newly released tracks to generate a ranking, highlights which songs are achieving immediate streaming dominance. And they realized that new hits are quickly becoming viral, showing fan engagement and social media buzz can rapidly propel a song to global prominence. Handtrick's Golden reached 781 million streams, generating around 3.12 million. While Jin's Don't Say You Love Me hit 542 million streams, earning approximately 2.17 million. Now, we all know that Don't Say You Love Me by Jin already clocked 600 million streams, but obviously this study was finished last week. Like Jenny is also a standout with 557 million streams, and Nokia by Drake with 455.9 million streams. Other interesting finds: for Thailand, the top song is Money by Lisa, 5,417,131.13. And for my very own, the Philippines, it's from the band Up Dharma Down with Tadhana, earning 1,870,845.20. And then, a familiar name maybe, JJ Lin from Singapore with 395,815.34. And here are the country's most streamed songs on Spotify by local artists. You can just pause if you need some more time to go through the list. But you know what? It could be smoke and mirrors. 2025 has surely cemented streaming as the central nervous system of global music. Platforms like Spotify no longer just distribute songs, they shape careers, fan engagement, and revenue flows on an unprecedented scale. Hits can emerge overnight, fueled by social media buzz and concentrated fan bases, while classic tracks continue to earn steadily, often decades after their release. But at the same time, the rise of viral first artists and international acts illustrates how streaming has flattened traditional hierarchies. New artists can achieve tens of millions of streams in a day, while established artists maintain relevance more through catalog strength than constant output. A headline number on streams is not a take home pay, however. It's the top of a waterfall that pays a lot of people first. One of the entities that need to be paid would be the label. There is split and recoupment. In traditional deals, labels front recording plus marketing and then recoup those costs from the artist royalty, which is often 15 to 20% of the master, paid only after recoupment. Song side splits, of course, producers can take points. 2 to 5% of artist royalty is common, and writers, publishers split the composition share with many co-writers. Example, 10 credits on a big pop single like Jenny by Jenny and Killin' It Girl by J-Hope featuring Glorilla. Of course, there's production costs, typical market ranges. It could be mixing 200 to 1,000 per song, mastering about 150 per track or a few hundred for a project. Production, which is about 1,000 to 3,000 per track for indie B-list projects. A-list can be far higher. And then, of course, marketing costs. This is expensive. Real campaigns add up. Digital ads, PR, influencers, radio promo, billboards. Credible industry commentary puts serious radio marketing push in the hundreds of thousands, with some US radio campaigns for a true hit running into high six figures or low seven figures. More modest independent campaigns span from a few thousand to tens of thousands, depending on scope, of course. And then there's video and content. Big concept K pop MVs frequently run high six figures and can go seven figures for really big acts. Even when the label owns the studio, those line items are still real costs booked against the project. And then, of course, taxes and commissions. Manager typically 15 to 20%, business managers, attorney, taxes. All of this don't show up in the streaming headline. So here's an example. Say a single hits 100 million Spotify streams. You multiply it by the middle, 0.004 streams. That's $400,000 to all rights holders. From that, label share of the master is paid first, and recoupment begins recording, video, marketing, tour content, and then artist royalty, 15 to 20% only flow after recoupment. Producers may take points from that. The publishing pot is then split among all songwriters and their publishers. With 10 credited writers, each writer composition share can be a small fraction. So, what's the bottom line? A song can earn a lot, yet the artist and individual writers may see relatively little per head, especially on heavily staffed pop records. Spotify actually implemented many other changes, one of which is that songs that get less than 1,000 streams in a year, they don't get paid. And so that concentrates money away. It concentrates money on the top and away from people who really need it more. So I guess with this, the real question becomes if you belong to a company like Hybe, for example, where they are stacking their tech abilities, they have fan platforms, super apps, ticketing, content, and they can very well develop their own streaming platforms. Why go to a third party like Spotify where the payout is so small? If you go to the platform owned by your label or your management company or yourself, then you cut out the middleman. You get to keep more money. And I think eventually that's where the artists are going to go. And I'm not saying that platforms like Spotify will go away permanently, but I think they are going to be more a marketing or discovery layer than an actual streaming platform. And artists will gravitate towards the more profitable one where they can actually do bundles and they can actually see the numbers better. So, one of the good things that creators do, channels like this, we try as much as we can to share what we know to our audience as to how they can actually support their favorite artists that are more financially beneficial. And I think once fans get caught up in this and once they realized, oh, this is like a lot of the money that I'm spending, it just goes to third party or executives or whatever, and barely any goes to the artist, which is who we're really supporting. I think once that consciousness and awareness grow, more fans are actually going to gravitate towards ways that will be towards support, ways that will allow the artists to earn more. So, would love to hear your thoughts though. Again, just want to make sure that you understand that the ranking is by country. So, they chose the top by country. And there are, I think, some nuances in there. That's why I sent in my questions to the company. And once they respond, I'll let you know. But if you have other questions, let me know and maybe I can ask it just in case they respond. Okay, would love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comment section below. As always, you can say whatever it is that you want to say. Just please do so respectfully. Please consider donating to the channel. The QR code is on your screen right now. We are expanding the channel. So the online magazine, AsianEntertainmentandCulture.com, has already launched, but it is on a soft launch stage. By next month, I think I'm pretty confident we are going to do a proper launch. Also, please follow me on X, Instagram, but most importantly on Patreon because that's where the conversations are happening. If you are looking for people to have a conversation with about movies, TV shows, celebrities, or just have to have fun, please come. There is a free tier just in case you want to try things out. I also have YouTube membership. I do a members only live stream once a week, and those don't go public. Also, exclusive videos. And that's it. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button. But the most important thing is to share the video, share the channel to your friends, family members, exes, enemies. Leave a link on your social media, on your email messaging app, everywhere. That's going to motivate or push the algorithm to recommend this more. Thank you so much. Till next time.